Well, let's talk about it. This is Lulu, Queen of Hustles. I ask that you subscribe, like, share, and comment. Today, it's late, early evening. It is Money Monday. And I am watching the inauguration events. Well, let's talk about the money. He's talking about the tariffs. They're gonna have that. He said he loved the tariffs. He said, what did he say? He do. He put it. What did he say? God. I had to stop and think what he said. He said God. I think he said family. Well, we can talk about love and then tariffs or something like that. It was something hilarious. But he's kind of going down his list of what he's gonna be doing. That being said, um, happy Dr. King Day celebration that we did Dr. King celebration. Um, and so we sent out shout outs to everyone that participated in that today. Let's talk about the Money Monday. And we got the inauguration going on. Whether you voted for him or not, it does not matter because at this point in time, he is all our president. So, with that being said, they always say that you need to save your first $1,000. Well, people are still in the recovery mode of January. We do know that. So let's just go ahead and move that to February. I always say, people say your first 1,000. I say just try to save your first 500. You have to be realistic and start with where you are. A lot of people are in recovery mode from the holidays, and I just say just start putting back. Putting back. I know something that used to help me with saving. I would get money orders, and I would just make them out to myself because a blank money order is just like money on the ground. So I would make it payable to me and I would sign it. And then I would put it up. I had like a little stash box that I just started stashing because sometimes when you see your money in your bank, sometimes in your checking account, you'll mess with it, even with your savings account. But when I would do that, that would be out of sight, out of mind. So the goal for right now, moving forward, and I'll try to say this every Monday for the most part, since this is Money Monday, I ask that you subscribe, like, share, and comment on this segment. And we are watching the inauguration event. It is what it is. Um, Make a goal to say start trying to save your first 500. $1,000. They normally say, experts say that $1,000 is really good to try to get $1,000 because most of the time, most emergencies, things with your cars, excuse me, things with your home, like most emergencies, they say normally cost like $800 to $1,000. That's what I've read before. But I say let's be with what's really going on in life. Let's shoot for your first. Just start with a small goal. It's really good sometimes when you start with something smaller because it gives you the confidence that, well, it gives you that self gratification. Let me say it correctly of that. Now you're starting the little milestones. It's the little milestones that start adding up. Versus like you looking at a whole like, oh, I got to get all the way to $1,000. But even if let's just say, even if the 500 is too much of a stretch, let's say 250. Let's break it down into four. So let's say 250 and do that and just start working your way up. Just start working your way up. It'll be even less than that with 250. Well, a fourth would be 125 of the 500. So let's say 250. And then once we do 250, then let's go to the next 250. Let's start this goal. Today is January the 20th. You could just start where you at, whether it's $5, $10 or whatever. Just start stashing and putting back. Because life is getting ready to change. Things are, like I said, it doesn't matter if you voted for him or not. He's there. He's in-house, and they spoke about, I believe it's the remote workers for. They're trying to put something in place for, I think it's federal workers or something like that, he said. that were working remotely. Don't quote me on that, but it was something like that. And that they're, which that's the second time I heard that today, where they're, moving them to where they can't work at home anymore. Everybody will have to be in the office. It's going to be a lot of different cuts in a lot of different ways, but you need to have something saved. So just start where you at. You know what your pockets look like. You know what your budget look like. Start where you're at. Don't give yourself some unrealistic goal. You know if you can save $1,000. You know if you can save five. You know if you can save 250. But start where you are at. Stash it. Put it to the side. I remember I saw this lady one time before. And I'm gonna sometime talk out of my book, Dave Ramsey. I see it over there. I don't want to do all that moving and walking. I can see it, so I'll bring that up next Monday. But I remember I may have read it in Dave Ramsey. I'm thinking that's where I had read it. Financial guru Dave Ramsey. I've had many of his books for years and years. It was a mother that was a single mom of three boys. And yeah, because I think it is in one of the stories about save that $1,000 fast. And she was like, it was so hard for her. And so I think she bought like a picture frame and she just started getting $100 bills. And every time she get $100 bill, she wouldn't break it and she would just tape it in the picture frame. That's how she started doing it. And before you knew it, she had $1,000. And I think that's a wonderful thing to do. But you have to be realistic. You know your situation. Let's shoot for, I said the 250, but let's shoot for trying to, yeah, just start with the 250. If you can do 500 and it's not going to break you and strain you in different areas, then, you do the 500. But let's just start with a small goal and work our way up. So let's just start. That's what we're going to start with our first 250. That's the goal. Start working towards saving your first 250. You know what I mean? And putting that back however you have to, if you got to put it in a shoebox or whatever, or if you know you have one of those accounts that you normally don't go to that bank, you don't even have a debit card to the bank or whatever. Those kind of accounts, them little stash away accounts are really, really great to do things like that. And that'll just be the goal for now. We're just gonna shoot for the 250 and just start where you at. Even if you got to $5, $10, $20. If you got a five, start at a $5. Start at the $5. You know what I mean? Because even if it's 250, well, once you put the $5, then hey, that's 245. Your balance is going down. But you have to be realistic. But with this new administration, it does not matter whether you like him or not. But things are getting ready to get a little tighter. We have to, I know it's hard, it's a hard thing, but people have to really pray that he really do the best job that he can for the country. It doesn't matter, even if you did not vote for him. But if you live in the United States, he is still your president. It is what it is. And I personally did not vote for him. I was telling a friend today, a special friend today, that I thought he was one of the best things since apple pie with The Apprentice. I was a huge fan of The Apprentice show. I learned a lot actually on his show, but as years have changed and he's changed and things have changed, it kind of swayed me the other way. But at the end of the day, it really just doesn't matter. Now you need to just really pray that he does the best that he can for the American people. I don't care if you white, yellow, green, black, pink, or purple. He is still, so get out your little feelings. If your feelings are hurt, you're still mad. It does not matter, because if you live in this United States, you are going to be under his presidency. And that's just, it is what it is. So pray that he really do the best that he possibly can do. But in the meantime, he already signing. In the meantime, between time, let's start a small goal. Let's work at that 250 and just start working our way up. Let's just start making an effort, and let's start cutting back on spending as much as you possibly can. Use cash, because the thing is, if you don't have the cash, you cannot buy it. I know it is so hard. It be hard for me, but let's try to go more with cash than with credit. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday, last week, or whatever, but moving forward, let's start making some goals to where we're not going to, he's signing He's putting some stuff in the order. So hey, all I can tell you is just get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, cause it's coming, whether you like him or not. But just start cutting back, cut your spending down, start saving as much as you possibly can. Work on your credit score, work on your FICO score. Try not to make no new debts. Try not to make little hasty decisions. Stay off Amazon for the most part with all this extra spending. If it's something that you do not need, look at your needs and your wants. A lot of people want a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff we cannot afford, and it's because it's time out, and this is Money Monday. It's time out for something different, to be a little wiser, with your finances, be a little bit more responsible, cut back on that loose spending, all this extra loose spending. Even if you're a person that go out to eat all the time, if you've been going out to eat 4 days a week or going through the drive through 4 days a week, we'll start saying, well, I'm gonna only do 3 days this week. You know what I mean? I'm not saying just go cold turkey, but just gradually wean yourself off of that, because you can spend a lot of money, and plus it's the extra grease that we get. But you can look up in them little seven, if you went through and you got $7, $11 or $12, all that starts adding up. And if you're going, let's say you go, because fast food and got to the point it's 10, $11 sometimes, unless you do I love a little dollar meal, because I be really, really like, I'm not going to give y'all, if I'm going to give y'all $12 for a combo, I might as well go to a restaurant and sit down somewhere. I mean, that's just about how I look at that. But, excuse me, my allergies and stuff. But, yeah, but, just that adds up. With you going to Starbucks every morning, with you stopping at Shipley's Donuts every day, with you getting that bull or whatever you got to get, not the bull, Lord have mercy, that Monster drink, you're getting those every day. That stuff adds up. And that can become very, very expensive, because this is going to be a time of being a little bit more wiser with our money, being strategizing a little bit more. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying go cold turkey, but let's start cutting back on some things, some little extra unnecessary spending, because things are getting ready to change, whether you like it or not. Some may be for the best, some may not be. I think this administration is going to bring some good stuff, and I think it's going to bring some bad stuff. That's just really what I think. I'm not going to make it personal to say the good, what I think the good and what I think is the bad, but I think it's going to be a mixed bag. I really, really do. And me myself, I'm got to tighten up. I'm tightening up on a whole lot of things, and me myself, I'm staying woke. So that's all I can say is stay woke, because whether you like him or not, he is here. And with that government, that with him assigning Elon and I think it's Ramaswamy to this Department of Efficiency, a department that the Senate did not have to even vote for Elon and for them to go into that position. I'm like, wasn't that kind of slick? But it's a position that they don't need the Senate vote to head this position, and because they are into cutting as much wasteful spending that we have in the United States in a lot of different departments. I saw a lot of stuff with federal governments and different things, and so if you work for the government, um, if you work he's throwing pins up in the air. That was kind of wild. The federal government, they want it because he didn't touch it, baby. Them tell her how much they can sell the pen for because it had his hand. Oh my God, he's throwing them in the audience and people are running. They probably could sell the pen probably for $100 or something on. No telling how much people will pay for it. Oh wow, that was wild. He's throwing the pens in the air. Oh, how funny! Just imagine how much that's gonna go for on Amazon and eBay. But yeah, you made me lose my point. But yeah, just have to get to the point to just start being a little bit more wiser with our money. Don't make so many hasty decisions. And if you're getting ready to get a big ticket item, sometime, and this has really, really helped me to keep from making just a real hasty decision. I'll sleep on it. That's a good thing. Like if you want a car, you don't really need a car, and you go look at the cars, and go home and sleep on it. Tell them I'm gonna call you tomorrow. A lot of times salespeople do not like that. I don't care if you're buying a refrigerator, a stove, furniture, a car, a truck, or whatever, a bicycle, whatever you're buying. The salesperson do not like it, but you do have a right to say, let me sleep on that. Let me get back with you about that. Because sometimes it can just really be more of a want than an actual need. If you need a new car. If you need a new car. And so don't get caught up in the euphoria of the newness of buying something, because it doesn't matter, because when that paperwork come in the next 30 days, you're going to have to pay for that. And it might be something that was just an impulse item, something that you really know you couldn't afford, but you just wanted it because you could get it. I had a lady yesterday that worked at a high-end retail store, and she was telling me, one of the little guys that worked with her, how sick he was at work, because they do have a shopping site for their employees when they have items that are slightly defective, but it's like real slight. But this is a very high end store, and said he had set up there and spent $1,000 on this website for the job that he's working for. So you're working and you're going to turn around and then give him your check. And she was saying how depressed he was at work. He should be depressed, because that was foolish. You gave him $1,000, and he was like, now I don't know how I'm gonna do this. That impulse shopping. So let's get to try to start saving that first $250. We do not touch it. Put it back. That's an attainable goal. When you say 1,000, that sounds like, whoa, $1,000. 500 might even sound too big. Let's start at 250, and then we're gonna work on this unnecessary spending. And then another thing where people get caught up is with those pick threes and those because that adds up. Going to the store every day and getting your AM and your PM lottery numbers, buying lottery tickets like it's going out of style. It's okay every now and then to treat yourself. But when you start adding up, and I know some people say, oh, but I hit today. My number hit at the noon o'clock. My number hit, I think it's at 12 or 3 or something like that. 12 or 3 something. Yeah, that's great that you hit. It's great that you hit 400 and 500, but how much had you invested up until that point? That's how you have to look at it. Are you really, really winning? No, you're not really winning. You're not winning with that. And so it's okay sometimes, because it's all based on luck anyway. But when you done made it a full-time job of giving it $20 a day, $50 a day, $60, because people actually do that. I mean, some people, I've seen people where they be literally fiending to go get their numbers. They be borrowing money to go get their numbers, because now it's an addiction. It's a gambling addiction. But when you add up all the money you spending versus the money that's coming out, and then you can't halfway keep your bills paid, well, that's where your extra's going. So this is just to say, let's just be a little wiser, because we don't know what's coming down the pike with this new administration. Whether you voted for him or not, he is still all of our president, and we will all be affected by it in a good way and a bad way. We're going to be affected by this administration. So I am Lulu with Queen of Hustles. This is Money Monday, where we talk about money and different things. And I just hope some of the tips, some of the things that I said will help you. I too will also utilize the tips. I'm not saying nothing that I haven't done, nor something that I would not try. And so let's just all just start being a little wiser. Just start where you at, because people are still in the recovery mode from that's my book right there, The Prayer of Jabez. I love that book. We're still in recovery mode from the holidays, and that's okay. So just start where you can start, but make that promise to yourself that, hey, within the next 30 days, let's do that. Be realistic. Next 30 days, I'm going to save $250. That's attainable. Today is January the 20th. So from now to February the 20th, let's have 250. Okay. So anyway, that is my time. I am Lulu with Queen of Hustles. I hope I have said something to ignite your fire and to help you to just be a little bit more healthier concerning your money. This is Money Monday, and that is my time, and I thank you